What's up, everybody? Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Go Niners. And we've got a bunch of exciting stuff that we got to talk about before we get into the big game. So what's up, Waluigi? Trent from Trentendo here. Today we are talking Nintendo Switch 2 yet again. And this time we've got some pretty exciting rumors from a fairly reliable source as well about what we can expect for one of the key features for Nintendo Switch 2. And that is none other than backwards compatibility, not only digitally, but also physically, and with a nice little treat in there for us all. So before we hop into this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video so you guys are kept up to date with everything going on here at Trentendo. Let's see if we can get 20 likes on this video. It really does help. Helps people find the video, helps people find Trentendo. I appreciate it. And let's just hop right in because this stuff is so good. Now this is over from Universo Nintendo, which is a Brazilian publication. This is none other than Necro Felipe. He is one of the guys over here at Universo Nintendo, so you know that their stuff is probably more likely fairly reliable. He has done a very good job, and his track record is fairly clean. So when he speaks, you know, we got to talk a little bit more about what is going on because, like I said, this dude hits. So we have translated this, so hopefully, you know, we'll see how well this translation from Microsoft Edge is doing. This is in Portuguese because they're in Brazil. So let's just hop right in though. It says, rumor, Nintendo's next hardware will have physical and digital backwards compatibility with Switch games, which this is huge because that was one of the big things people have been really worried about, is if Nintendo is going to kind of cut us off or if they're going to give us backwards compatibility. Because if you remember a couple of months ago, there's actually some conversation that they weren't sure if this was going to be possible, like MVG and they had that conversation where depending on what kind of chipset was used and the emulation that was going to be in the next Nintendo Switch, whether or not this would even be feasible. And now Necro Felipe coming out here saying that he is hearing that this will not only be digitally backwards compatible, but also physically. So let's hop more into what he has to say. So it says, one of the topics of great doubt for current Nintendo consumers and even enthusiasts curious about its next hardware is the question about compatibility with current Nintendo Switch games on this new console. Expected as a potential 2024 release by Nintendo, the next system may come with some exciting news that it'll feature this physical on-cartridge and digital backwards compatibility, not only available for players and producers, but also allows developers to study improvements in their current titles for the Nintendo Switch library. So this is right here, this is pretty big stuff. He's saying not only is there going to be physical compatibility, so for you physical collectors out there, you're still going to be able to play those games. It's going to be freaking awesome. And for if you decided to go the digital route, or maybe you've dabbled in both, you're no worries. We're going to be able to hopefully, you know, keep our current libraries going forward and then adding to it with their new stuff. But he's staying right here but will allow developers to study improvements on the current titles in the Nintendo Switch library. So maybe this is where we finally get an update for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. They finally patch some stuff. They make it look nicer. You know, they fix some of the issues that people have had because those games are freaking awesome. But just the quality that they kind of rushed out with and some of the bugs and the glitches have been, you know, it's turned a lot of people off, but they still have sold so well. And, you know, the story behind it and the character development, I think, is some of the best for Pokemon. And being able to get some updates for that would be huge. Or even look at Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. Not only are those games already awesome, can you imagine those things running even better than they do? So this is crazy stuff. So let's go a little bit further. This is some awesome stuff right here. So it says this information was shared by PH Brazil during the most recent episode of the Ex do Controle podcast. I probably butchered that. In which the potential reveal window of the new system was discussed as being March, and Nintendo's next steps regarding the following weeks of that month with the Nintendo Direct and a presentation for the Pokemon franchise, as is traditionally happens every year. PH Brazil is currently a content creator and a journalist about games who has brought a lot of information about Nintendo's or partner moves in advance and accurately in the past. Taking into account history, there is a high possibility that this information will become a fact when the console is announced. Nintendo doesn't comment on rumors, and there is no announcement regarding the newest hardware at this time. So, like I said, Necro Felipe, as I said, he is very reliable. He has given us a lot of stuff in the past. And when he speaks, we kind of listen because he's got a very good track record, and he's indicating that PH Brazil, you know, this is a source that he trusts. And the fact that they have brought this up, you know, it sounds like they're talking more about Pokemon. So that was a good hopefully for Scarlet and Violet, like I said. But if they're talking Pokemon and they're saying there's going to be backwards compatibility, both physically and digitally, and that potential for developers to kind of spruce up their games and make them even better for Nintendo Switch 2 hardware, this is just exactly what we want to hear. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below, though. What do you guys think? What do you think about Necro Felipe? What do you think about Universal Nintendo? What do you think about this particular, information that we've got right here in this rumor that backwards compatibility is a go for Nintendo Switch? Now, this is, like I said, this is something that I probably would have thought was going to happen, so I wasn't too worried, but to kind of get this information is exciting. I was probably leaning more towards physical or towards digital. I didn't know if they would really put a physical slot on there, but hearing this is, makes me really, really excited, and I get so excited for Switch 2. I can't just. This is going to be a very, very fun next couple of weeks for Nintendo. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below, though, because partly too, like I said, with MVG saying that he wasn't sure if this was going to be possible. This was, this was a while ago, though, well before any of the information that we currently have. So there was some doubt whether that's possible, but now it's saying like it's going to happen. Like I said, I personally thought it was going to happen, so very excited to see what is happening. But this is a very, very good news, I think, for us in the time being. So hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, let's get that conversation going down below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on all of this that we've talked about here today. Go Niners, and until next time, catch you later.